This is Wandering Universe. Today I'll be exploring a rather odd yet distinct pyramid in the necropolis region of Egypt. So, let's go exploring. Hello, I'm back. I am back to explore something marvelous that sits somewhere in some continent on this planet called Earth, the beautiful blue marble. Now, let's take it for a spin, shall we? Where are we going today? We're not going to Africa. We're going somewhere in the northern region of Africa. Let's go. Come on in. Come with me. Let's go. Okay. Yes, we're going to Egypt once again. We're back to the necropolis of ancient wonders, ruins, relics, and the once upon a time golden age of Egypt. Just follow the snake of the River Nile and let's go right in. So come on in, come with me, don't be shy, let's go. Okay, so where are we going today? Have a good guess. Are we going here? Are we going there? Maybe. Or are we going somewhere here? Oh, getting warmer. Okay, let's go right in. So, we're almost there. We're getting warmer. And now we're going to go further in. As you can see, we're going to the south, where the pyramids are situated, south of Cairo, all the way down to this area called Dashur. In this area, there are a few pyramids, and I'm going to show you one of them. Let's go in. There's the river. Here's Dashur, and there are pyramids right here. Now, we're going to go in a little bit closer. Well, have a good guess which pyramid I'm going to be exploring today. Nope, not the Black Pyramid. Yes, we've done the Bent Pyramid, getting warmer. Ah, yes, we are going to explore the Red Pyramid. You got it. So, what's going on here? Okay, I'm just going to brief you just a tad and I'll talk about it more into the video. This is a military army camp and it's nearby these structures for some odd reason. But we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to go right in. So as you can see, there's a road. If you're going to visit this part of Egypt, you're going to go on quite a long journey from the city of Cairo, whether you're going to go on a guided tour or you go alone, it's up to you, along this road. So as you can see, that's the Black Pyramid right here. This is the Bent Pyramid, and as you can see, there's a causeway that stretches out to the Nile River. And just less than a kilometre away, I mean, it's literally a stone's throw away, in the distance is the Red Pyramid from this satellite image. Now, I'm just going to show you something interesting. This was a causeway, as you can see, this line right here, that stretched out to the Nile River. That is a path, that's a road, in order to, as you can see, walk all the way to the Bent Pyramid. You can do it in a day, or you can separate it into 2 days. As you can see, there's some ancient relics here from this satellite image. There's more here, next door to it. But I'm going to talk about that later in the video. So, I'm just going to give you a brief view of this pyramid from the air. So as you can see, there's something down here. There was something around here. As you can see, I know the lines are faint, but there was something around it, the perimeter of the structure. All right, I'm going to take you in for a lovely view of the pyramid, 3D image, and there you have it. Enjoy the view. So, there you have it. Now, I'm going to spin it around. And I'm going to leave it there for your own viewing pleasure. And now, we're going to explore the Red Pyramid. Enjoy. The Red Pyramid is the most unusual yet exalted structures in the locale of Dashur, south of Cairo in Egypt. Its celestial position sits near the west bank of the Nile River. It is not alone. It shares its desolate space with its nearby companion pyramids, the Bent and Black Pyramids. Its nearest neighbours can be seen from afar in the desert landscape: the Abu Sur Pyramids, Abu Roash, and more, known in the archaeology world as the North Pyramid. The locals call it the Bat Pyramid. Amazingly, this abandoned ruin has survived the harshness of time, concealed under the weight of sand, until its discovery in the mid-19th century. Rather than bombard you with a tedious opinion piece, I'll give you a rundown on the construction design that point to some striking clues. The Red Pyramid stands at a height of 105 metres and 220 metres from the base. Its structure slopes at an angle of 43.22 degrees. Its volume is 1,694,000 cubic metres. The exterior sides look rugged and disproportionate on the surface. Once upon a time, this pyramid was cladded with Chura limestone casing that gave it a smooth-sided finish. It's mostly made of red limestone. It shines its rusty red colour under the hot blazing sun on a clear day, yet can change its appearance from red to white to grey and yellow due to the reflection of the sun. It has a squat-like appearance. Think of that of a sumo wrestler. This pyramid has withstood the harshest elements after its abandonment thousands of years ago. It is the third largest pyramid in Egypt, built between 2575 to 2551 BC, commissioned by Senefu. Although the construction date is imprecise, it took between 10 to 17 years to complete. This pyramid has had the misfortune of being closed off to the public for many years. The government built a military barracks nearby the structure. How inconvenient. The good news is this darling gem has been open to the public since July 2019. Here is a video from Halfasheep giving you a little guided tour.
Hello, and I bid you a warm welcome. This is part 2 featuring the pyramids in Dashur, Egypt. So in part 1 we looked at the Bent Pyramid, and now we're looking at the south face of the Red Pyramid from the Bent Pyramid. And here we're looking at the northern face with the entranceway, and we will proceed from the entranceway. Just to say that the Red Pyramid, or North Pyramid as it's known also, that this pyramid is the third largest pyramid in Egypt. Red Pyramid and sure, this is the opening here, and then coming around this way. So we're actually up the pyramid, that's the opening. This is a military compound here in Saqqara with the gateway over here. There's no casing stones that I've seen on this pyramid so far, so it's rugged rock. They're not the biggest stones. Now, over this way in the distance are pyramids, and this is Saqqara through here in the horizon, with pyramids in the horizon. So we're just about to go into the Red Pyramid, and the decline goes down this way, and it's really quite steep, and you have to bob down.
That is the start of your guided tour. Let's go for an adventure into the underworld. A sandy gravel path will lead you directly to the north side entrance. A large and rather sound staircase faces the opening of a long 63-metre tunnel. At only 3 feet high by 4 feet wide, if you haven't been training for this leg workout before your arrival, then you better do so prior. Your legs will feel the burn as you descend down the narrow shaft. A small open passage leads you inside the first chamber. It's a 12-metre high core belt ceiling echo chamber, fitted with smooth large stone blocks with a polished finish. The acoustics reverberate along the wall all the way up to the top of the apex. On the left side, you'll see some graffiti left by 19th century British explorers by way of marking their territory, implying that they were here. Follow through the narrow horizontal passage to enter the next echo chamber. The architectural design is identical to the first. Within this duplicate chamber is a large steep staircase. Upon walking up the wooden steps to enter chamber number 2, an intermediate chamber with an adjacent stone staircase. Once you've walked a few more steps, there is a ceiling covered in an assortment of graffiti. British explorers stamped signature as their verified presence. At the end of that horizontal passage, you enter chamber number 3. There is only one thing that sets this chamber apart: its sunken floor. Notice the instability of the stone rubble piled against the side walls? That created a sinkhole-like formation. It is believed that fragments of human bone were found inside this chamber, but not identified as King Senefu. Was this floor purposely dismantled, or did nature do the damage by causing a sinkhole? This chamber, unlike the others, had a clear objective of its usage. Let's go back near the entrance of the third chamber and see if you can spot something out of the ordinary.
It's a real climb up, and this is a look further into the ceiling cavity here, and it goes across like so. It's a bit of a buzz to actually be up inside one of these, and turning around there's some more steps, and we get up into this entrance that is very close to the ceiling. So taking a few more steps up, and another causeway through here with the rough kind of ashlar here and the smooth ashlar on both sides. It's not it's consistent the way through, but turning around now, and again a bit of a look at the ceiling here. The light is extremely limited, and just for a bit of scale, looking down, and that's the opening way down there. So, quite the climb.
Did you see that? No? Have a look again. Have a good look at these pictures. Just before the doorway to the intermittent chamber, there are 2 drilled holes along one wall. Both are alike in shape and diameter. Like the interior chamber of the Meiden Pyramid, it is possible a cedar wood log was slotted into these steep holes. If so, then they align directly to the apex from the first chamber. Did it serve a similar usage to that within the Meiden Pyramid? So, this curiosity show of magical phenomena gets stranger by the minute. Within this chamber and another, Brien Foerster spotted something that caught his eye.
Our oral tradition expert and guide is that this is the original. The color is going to be crap in this video, but it's the best I can do. You see the white, that's the original limestone color. And then the exterior surface now is a yellowish, reddish, brownish color. It's a staining from something, but the question is stained from what? Not simply time. It's as if there was some kind of liquid or chemical that was inside of this pyramid that stained the stone. Airborne? Or was it part of the function? This will give you a much better idea here because there's an actual light. But the color here, you can see where it looks like it's been, well, you can see where it's been dripping down. But again, the acoustics are just phenomenal in the Red Pyramid in Egypt. So people are toning away in here because this thing has astonishing resonance properties. Again, adding credence to the idea that it was a pragmatic building when it was constructed and not a tomb. And the precision you can see here. This groove, you see, is isn't really a good example of the precision of the fit of the work because it's channeled in left and right like that. So you've got like this this V shape going in. So it's not a good example, but as we come down to where the stone's been broken, here, look at that. I don't even know if you can see that, but that is a join between 2 stones, and it's so close together, you can't fit anything in there. I don't even know if water could seep into that. That's out of this world.
Yes, have a good look at this photo. This may not be a significant piece of evidence, but somehow this leftover chemical residue has left its mark along these walls. Its dark discoloration shows the age of the chemical reaction. It appears thick and coarse in texture, giving it a sticky substance appearance. These spill drips have been kept frozen in time, exude to the bottom line of the next stone block. This is not the first crime scene. There is another. Take a look at this photo. Notice the dark stain underneath the panel? Its dark discoloration displays a similar scar with spill drips under the panel and along the top stone block, including this hole. Was it water or a chemical spill trickled down from this hole? How can a chemical spill protrude from the outside? If these chambers within this pyramid did not house dead bodies, then this tiny clue gives rise to the fact this pyramid operated a kind of power station with a chemical reactor. Time to toss the "it's a tumor" repeated textbook theory out the window. It's surprised that new evidence is showing up in the most oddest of places. Sure, ancient human beings had the motivation to build bigger and better stone buildings to emulate and imitate the pre-ancients' technology prestige, but in the wrong context. Speaking of stone building techniques from ancient past, here is a video that debunks out-of-the-world technology built the pyramids.
I'm going to do a little demonstration on facing stone with other stones, just to make my point. Everybody thinks you need all this big technology and old school technology to cut stone, but you don't. This is the one I did when I did my Isle Tambo video. I kept beating on it until I got it flat, and it worked. Over here, we have pieces of limestone. Same thing they built the pyramids with. If I wanted to cut a piece off with just a little brick hammer, it's not a big deal. I could take my time and do it any way I want. If I wanted to do it with a piece of granite, same thing, it's not a big deal. Watch. Take it off, turn it over, take it off. Not a big deal. If I want to refine it more, I just get my stone and I just keep cutting into it to make that as flat as I want. Cutting into limestone like they did the pyramids is no big deal. They're all trying to tell you it's this, it's that. They made polymenture, or I don't know what they call it. Look at, I could get that angle if I want. I could use the other stone and grind it down. Same thing. Now let's use a harder stone. This right here, what we call marble. So let's just say I want to cut into the marble. If I use a brick hammer, no problem. Get in there with the brick hammer. If I want to use a piece of granite as a hammer, same thing. No big deal. If I want to put this down, same thing. See that? I'll get my lines, just the same thing. Now, they're saying, oh, copper tools are no good. Or we don't know how they did it with copper tools. Well, here's a piece of copper. And I'm going to make my point. If you've seen me ever working with Honest Geordie, this is a copper pipe. And I got to do this to prove my point. But everybody thinks it's a big deal, but it's not. That's the copper. So I'm just going to flatten this out like a chisel. And if we wanted to do, let's say, see this? I did that with a saw. If I just want to draw a little line in here, no big deal. It works. See that? I could carve letters with that. That's not a big deal. So don't let them be telling you all this stuff that they're telling you about how they made the pyramids, because it's because to me it's dead dumb and stupid. It's simple. Anybody could do it today like they did it yesterday.
Okay, so he thinks he cracked the code. Take a 50 to 100 ton stone block, chisel it, hammer it into shape, with cracks, ridges, dents showing, done in 2.5 minutes flat per block. To him, no sweat. 1 down, 2 million to go. What he didn't take into account was the inside. So, go on, give it your best shot. Match its geometric precision engineering. Mimic the internal craftsmanship inside. See if he can do that. And he's steadfast to the idea that we are the only intelligent life forms in the universe? That's his ego talking. Nearly all the pyramids in Egypt contained a built-in core belt ceiling chamber. The red, the bent, Median pyramids are not alone. Even the interior chambers of Khafre and Khufu pyramids bears the same architecture. Why is this so? Within the Red Pyramid, every panel was precisely cut and joined to specific lengths. Each panel reaches the inner apex that touched to a single point. The brickwork is meticulous, down to a fine tooth comb. No gaps, no grooves, no spaces, nothing. It's masterfully built under quality control. There's no doubt in my mind that each limestone panel fitted accordingly, giving it that nice smooth ribbing effect. In other words, these chambers, including the other pyramids, were never intended to bury the dead. Its clear intention is paramount. These chambers gave way to a clue that they were a built-in contraption that functioned as a non-combustible reactor. Bear in mind that the rough and uneven-sided surface of the pyramid was never the important factor of the construction. It was the inside that mattered. Regardless how wholehearted these boneheads over-sensationalized their shady theories, the Red Pyramid was masterfully built under quality control. Oh yeah, I also spotted this. A pyramiden. This rare find is placed on a large stone brick stand just outside the other end of the pyramid. This is the restored version. There were many others just like it, made from either limestone, diorite or granite. The original was severely damaged due to erosion from the elements. Made from Chura limestone, it was once covered in a sheet of gold. This out-of-the-ordinary artifact often had inscriptions bearing the names of royal elites and religious symbols. Was this created to commemorate a royal elite? An architect's display model? Till this day, it still remains a mystery. It nearly blew me away when I came across it. Once upon a time, they used to be placed outside each pyramid in ancient Egypt. Today, very few of them have survived. These days, most of them are housed in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Here is another mystery that's going to really put you on edge. Circles. There are several of these outlined circles scattered across the desert landscape. Each one comes in a variety of sizes that has left an imprint on the dusty surface. They are all shaped to a cylindrical pattern. But there's more. There is a square outline, a few circles that resemble a solar cross, and on the other side of the pyramid, there is a hollowed out trench. On top sits a small mound. From the way it looks, a sphinx similar to that seated outside the Giza pyramids was perched on that spot. Do these circles point to a crater object that sat on the surface many thousands of years earlier? So far, no one has come up with any suggestions as to what they were. That's another mystery to solve for another time. It is a world of ancient wonder at your doorstep. Many stone blocks lay scattered along the ground further out from the Red Pyramid. Whether they were construction material oversupply or replacement parts, it appears they were put there long after the pyramid was completed. It is possible these stone blocks once constructed a long bricked causeway that stretched out to the River Nile. The limestone outer casing shows signs of wear. Maintenance work would have been carried out when the pyramid was in usage. Yet, these tumbled blocks indicate neglect after it was vacated thousands of years earlier. It is implausible to believe that a catastrophic event was the likely cause. Even these dispersed patchy blocks does not signify a natural disaster as the cause of its destruction. The Red Pyramid never underwent an engineering crisis. There is no evidence to support this claim. In fact, the Red Pyramid suffered no collapse, no construction flaw, no engineering crisis, unlike an economy, and no builder's errors. The structure has shifted from its original position due to the Earth's movement. That's one possible reason, but in all seriousness, it was built as it were. The Red Pyramid is akin to the architectural template as the Bent, Medan, Khafre and Khufu pyramids. Yet, it carries a unique brand that barters in shape and design. No two pyramids are alike. These core-belled chambers inside the Red Pyramid left its ingenious mark, a chemical residue and holes within those walls that speaks volumes of its antiquated technology. This pyramid, like the others, were instrumental in the development of a brought-over technology as a precursor to the 21st century cybernated world. Although we have proven our worth to the pre-ancients that we are ready to move forward to a new, uncharted world, something has to give. Remain gutless to a centralized power structure regimented to authoritarianism, or become a decentralized world of autonomous freedom. In the next video, I'll be exploring a recently discovered find that might take me to another part of the world that also shares a common relic. That's all for now.